Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and this is the Frontline Changes report for the past 24 hours for the day of 1225 for the 2nd of July. So we get constipation again. We get constipated again in the Frontline Changes report. Holy shit. Anyway, we're gonna go straight to the first Frontline change, which is actually is a pro-Ukrainian report. At least the change itself is pro-Ukrainian. So over the Borova front, so this is Borova and at Zaporizhzhia. So previously in the sit rep or something, I did mention about the lack of intel in this region here, and I did say that there's a lack of clarity in the frontline frontline situation around here. We have a geolocation finally. Ukrainian forces has been geolocated over in the central part of Zaporizhzhia, which confirms the Ukrainian recapture of part of Zaporizhzhia in this region here, and this also means that this forest here is mostly under Ukrainian control. So this is one of the rarer instances of Ukrainian success, and this is also a continuation of the trend in this part of the front line where the Ukrainians consistently is getting more and more grounds. So Zaporizhzhia, this piece here is 2.3 square kilometers, and the distance advance is at least around 800 meters for the Ukrainian forces. So this is a pretty expected things. I did mention this area here is very unpredictable and very unclear. The main reason is because the Ukrainians had done all this counterattack in this area here, and we have multiple reports and geolocation of showing the Ukrainians did advance, but there was just insufficient information to know where the front line is. And now we just clearly see that it is the Ukrainians getting more and more grounds. Weirdly, just a few days ago, the Russians announced the capture of Novokryakivka. So how does this work where the Ukrainians are here and the Russians captured this? Yeah, not entirely sure how this works. Did the Russians attack like this while the Ukrainians attack northward? Yeah, so a bit unsure. So this is a bit of the weird frontline change. So after Zaporizhzhia, the next frontline change, we jump all the way to the Pokrovsk front over in Novosahiyevka. So sorry for the in and out. You probably know by now, mouse problem. So Pokrovsk, over in Novosahiyevka, the Ukrainian mapping Deep State UA have updated the map. Previously we have map that they have updated like this, so we have new updates. The Ukrainian mapping continue to expand the Russian zone of control around Novosahiyevka. For now the mapping that shows that the Russians indeed have fully secured Novosahiyevka with a good buffer, and of course the facility here also is being captured. Russian forces continue to expand northward from Novosahiyevka. So previously there is still this facility here. Not entirely sure what kind of facility is this. Maybe this is just a toilet. This is like you drive like oh, what a long trip. I need to go to the toilet. Then you go in and park your car, and then you go in here and pee. Yeah, something like this. So yeah, this is probably what it is. Maybe I'm just making shit up. Yeah, you probably know by now. Okay, so the next frontline change is at the Komar front over in Pipdotne. So this is Komar, and at this Pipdotne, so geolocation of Russian forces over across the Mokryali River was noted, and this geolocation clearly shows why the Ukrainians draw this dig around here. No, I'm not dig. I mean as in this frontline change. So the Russian forces, after this, with this geolocation, confirmed that they should have captured all these forest positions, and they have crossed the Mokryali River, and resulting in this frontline change. Potentially, this everything here on the eastern bank of the Mokryali River is likely also to be under Russian control. But I try not to just map the whole thing away, because yeah, there is always a potential that the Russians are just doing a very narrow attack rather than they have secured the entire region. So the Russian forces with this geolocation, we just go from the geolocation to the nearest building is around 1 kilometer. So the Russians, around 1 kilometer plus, the Russians are now on the verge of launching an attack into Pidone itself. So this is the frontline change around here. The advance is around 1.5 kilometers, at least 1 kilometer to 1.5 kilometers. So and there's this river here, so potentially this entire chunk might be all under Russian control. Tentatively, we don't have the updates to corroborate this just yet. So we will continue to wait for more intel. Most likely this is going to be a massive collapse. So after Pidone, the next frontline change, we go to Zaporizhzhia front, which is here. This is Zaporizhzhia, and this is the Zaporizhzhia front. Over in the Kamyanske sector, at Kamyanske itself, we know that sorry for the zoom, the mouse is, so this is Kamyanske, and we know that the Battle of Kamyanske has begun for a few days now, and the Russian forces have basically went across the river, and they have established a massive strong foothold in the northern bank of the or the northern half of Kamyanske. So we have the Ukrainians first map the front line like this, but then geolocation that is just published a few hours ago as per this recording confirmed the Russians much bigger expansion of the front line. So this one is mapped by the Ukrainians, but with these two geolocations, the Russian forces clearly is now attacking across two different directions, not just across the bridge and secure part of this area here on the west of the bridge, but also they're pushing eastward in a two-pronged attack. So this is the front line change around here. There is still Ukrainian forces in the south here, and there's a bridge here. The other bridge is over here, but it's unlikely the Ukrainians can reach there. Russian forces are here. So yeah, so this development, I think this front line is going to change very quickly because of the intensity of the battle. Russian forces is likely going to flank and try to capture this area, whereas they continue to fan out. Kamyanske might fall within the next few days if the Ukrainians do not continue to send in reinforcement to hold back the Russians. If they do not have enough manpower, then Kamyanske is likely to fall. Within the next few days. So this the frontline change from the bridge, from this bridge point here. Okay, so let's say just across the river here. This to the point to the geolocation on the east is 1 kilometer. To the west is 1.6 kilometers. So this is a pretty significant foothold or bridgehead that the Russians have established. So this is the frontline change over Kamyanske. So let's do some calculation. I think this is a pretty nice background for the frontline counting. So happy birthday to you if your birthday today, and also do press the like button, subscribe, we're gonna do some calculation. The Ukrainians captured 2.3 square kilometers over the Borova front. That is a very significant frontline change at the Zaporizhzhia region, and so the Russians captured 1.59 plus 2.84 plus 1.8. Total area captured is merely 6.23 square kilometers. So 6.23 square kilometers. But as mentioned just now, there is quite a number of salient, which I think is rather impossible for the Ukrainians to hold. So I believe that we're going to have some major frontline changes, and in the next day or two, especially with the battle of Kamyanske ongoing, this is a big one. And there is also a multitude of frontline that is lacking frontline changes. So which I believe that there is certain frontline changes should be having. So anyway, we will continue to monitor. So thank you for watching. This is the past 24 hours. 6.23 square kilometers for the Russians and 2.3 square kilometers for the Ukrainians. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next update. Check out these videos.